Hello and welcome to another episode. In this episode I'm going to be showing you how we can pick an object up. Now I'm just continuing with the scene where we left it last time with the teleporter, but I've just added a little box to act as a pedestal that I can put objects onto. So I'm just going to drag a gun. I quickly made this in Blender. Well, I say quickly, I made it a long time ago. Can't remember how long it took. So I'm just putting that gun there. I want to add a rigid body. I want to just tick the is kinematic. I'm going to add a box collider. Box collider will be way too big, so I'm just going to edit this down in size a little bit. Sometimes it's easy to go into the side view so we can see what we're doing. So yeah, that'll do. That was close enough. Okay, make it a little bit lower down. Make it a bit thinner. You can just use the sliders as well for the physical size of the collider if you want to, but I just sometimes prefer doing it that method. Okay, so I've got the gun. That's almost ready for us to pick up. I want to add a game object, which I've just already done. I've had this little, this was just a create empty, and I've called it controller. It's just where we can keep a master controller script. Okay, so I'm going to create a new script. I'm going to call it pickup gun. Or I could just call it pickup objects. We might reuse this a bit later on. No, I'll call it pickup gun for the moment. Okay, so that's our little script ready to go. Okay. No, I don't. Okay, it's not loading up. Let's just double click again. There we go. So we've got the pickup gun script. So I'm going to start with having just 3 variables for now. So I've got start transformation. So that's going to be recording position where it starts on screen. Transform is the controller, so when you physically connect with the object to pick it up, we're going to keep track of the position and rotation of that. And then I've just got a public variable called picked up, so that other object is going to know we've picked the gun up. In our start function, I want to just get the position of where the gun starts its life. So wherever you put it in your scene, we're going to record that bit of information. Okay, I'm going to go into our update function. Inside update, I've just got a if picked up equals true. So if we have picked it up, we're going to set the position of whatever did connect with it, whichever the controller was. So we're going to get that position and get that rotation. We could set the parent for it, but all the parent's doing is the same sort of thing. But this way we can see and change things in code as we want, and I've just found it's a bit easier than setting parents. Now if it's not picked up, if we've not picked it up or we've reset the value, we can put it back to where it came from, which is why I was just storing the start. But what I do need is detecting whether we've actually interacted with it or not. And because we are going to make it a trigger, which I should have just done, I shall come back to that in a moment. If a trigger interacts with it, I can say on trigger enter. So as our controller goes over it, we're going to say yes, it's been picked up, and then we're going to say the controller is that transform, so that position and rotation, which is now set to this variable, which of course means now if you have picked it up, we're now matching the position and rotation of your hand. Okay, so that's all we need for that script. So I can save that, we can go back into Unity, wait for this to compile. And then the next thing we're going to do is we are going to click on our controller. So our controller also needs a script, and I'm just going to call this master controller for now. I say for now, if I change it obviously I'll have to physically just recreate a new script. And in our master controller script, which I'll not forget to drag on, in fact I'm going to make sure I don't, I'm going to click back on the pistol. I have a habit of forgetting to drag scripts on and I'm wondering why they don't work. So back on the pistol, I'm going to drag the pickup gun script on so I don't forget. I wonder why it's not working. Controller, same again, master controller, dragging it on. I'm now going to open our master controller script. And this one's really quite simple. In the update, all I want to do is create a trigger button so that if we put it down. Now I've already got a controller for teleporting. So I'm just going to go into our update. I'm just going to say if our input.button.to, so I'm pressing the, let me just check, it's the B button on the Oculus Quest. So if I press button 2, I'm going to say pick up, in fact that's not the code I want, is it? That was my test from earlier. I want pick up gun. Pick up gun, there we go. So I'm saying pick up gun dot picked up equals true. So if it's true, if you have picked it up, then we're going to put it down. So if I say pick up equals false, when this code runs in the next update function, it knows it's false, so it's going to put the gun back. So let's just remember to save this, Control S. I can go back into Unity. We should have now got the ability to pick up and put down the gun. Now this code's okay for this. It would require a little bit more building for picking up multiple objects. You could also maybe put some code in that would make it put the gun maybe into an inventory, into a backpack or something. But I'm going to go on to build settings. I'm going to add our current scene. So it's now just there. I'm going to untick the old scene, so I've got the pickup gun. Yep, everything's fine there. I'm now going to press build and run. And hopefully this should be just fine. Yep, I'll replace that. I should be with you in a moment. Okay, so here I'm in the game. I'm just going to press A to teleport, that we did last lesson. And now I'm going to do this, and we can see it's not working. So I've obviously forgot to tick a certain box. So let's get back into Unity and figure out what's going on. Okay, so here's what I forgot to do. I forgot to make our controller actually be solid. So I'm going on to our camera rig. I'm coming right down to my right hand controller again. Please feel free to use your left hand, whichever you're comfortable. I'm just using my right hand for now. I'm just going to add a component. So again, I'm going to add a box collider. I'm going to just zoom out a little bit. We can see the collider's way too big. So let's shrink that down just like I did earlier. I'm just going to come up a little bit. In fact, let's go into the side views a little bit quicker. Okay, let's have a quick look from the side view. Really wow, we don't need that. And then this is the bit that I just forgot to do. I forgot to just make this a trigger so that it triggers the on trigger response. Again, you could feel free to move these boxes around a little bit. So let's just try again. I'm just going to press A to teleport over to my pedestal. I'm going to just click on the gun. There we go. I've collected the gun. Obviously, I've still got the controller there. It's not a problem for now. And if I just teleport away, the gun goes with us. And if I just press the B button, which I know you can't see because the gun's in the way, if I press B, we can see the gun's gone back to where it came from. Like I said, the idea there really would be have it go into an inventory or clip it onto your side or something. But for now, that shows how we can pick up objects and put things down. Okay, so your next challenge would be adding objects to both controllers, also maybe making it and having a go, could you pick up different things and have it put back in a different place? Like I said earlier, you could make it so when you put the gun down, instead of just going back to where it came from, you could have it so it clips onto your waistband, onto like a holster or something. But as always, if you've enjoyed this video, you've got something useful out of it, please press like, positive comment below and consider subscribing. Thank you.